Joining us today on ET Now is the Labour Secretary, Mr. Apurva Chandra. Appreciate you taking your time out and speaking with us today at ET Now. I'm Ruchi Bhatia. Let me first begin by asking you about this proposal, a 4-day work week. How will this really work?
It seems you're pretty excited about a 4-day work week, Ruchi.
Well, a lot of people are, sir.
See, the codes, what the labor codes provide for is that there should be a 48-hour hours of work in a 6-day week. Now, we are thinking that we should provide this flexibility, and that should be with the consultation. If the workers, the employees, and the employer, they all agree, then there should be some flexibility. We should not be rigid about a 6-day working week. If they are willing to do the 48-hour work in, let's say, 5 days or even in 4 days, 4 days would mean 12 hours working, and plus then there would be transit times and others. So the workers also have to be satisfied with this. But then, as it seems that you are pretty excited about a 4-day working week and 3-day off, so there may be some, or there may be organizations who would like that. So if the employer also feels that he is able to achieve and the efficiency of the worker is not going down, they are willing to put in enough hours, and enough output is coming, then that flexibility should be available and can be available. I mean, the law should not be rigid in impossible.
So while you're batting for flexibility, this may add a significantly add and increase the costs for employers as well. India so far is known for its cheap labor. Could that really take away that advantage as well?
No, I don't understand how it will increase the cost, because 12 hours, because anything beyond that becomes overtime.
Right.
So the cost increases if you have to pay double the wages. And if we say that you have to do 48 hours work, let's say maybe in 5 days, maybe in 4 days, and beyond that, the 3 days are off, then the cost remains the same. Because the employer also has to be satisfied that the same output is achieved in 4 days or 5 days or 6 days. And as long as the output is achieved and the wages remain the same, because if he is working for 48 hours, so no overtime is being paid. So the cost really doesn't go up.
Right. Talk to us about some of the other proposals that are a part of the labor codes as well. On one hand, we're talking about, this 48-hour work week. On the other hand, there are talks about how healthcare will also be a part of the new labor codes. How important is this? What is the thought behind this? And some of the other proposals that are in the offing as a part of the new labor code.
Healthcare has always been a very important part of the labor welfare, and the Employee State Insurance Corporation that is handling the healthcare in a very major way, because almost 3.5 crore workers today are registered with ESIC, and then they get the entire gamut of healthcare from primary to secondary to tertiary and super specialty. In fact, I have seen some people even 1 crore bills being paid through ESIC for their healthcare. Now, under the new labor codes, this ESIC benefit is going to be extended to everyone across the country. Currently, only some few districts were there and some areas were there. Now it is going to be extended to the entire country. So that is again a very big change. Apart from that, then there is going to be a medical checkup, which is mandatory for all workers. So that again is going to happen. And we are providing that any worker who is registered with the ESIC, then the ESIC will do it for free.
Right. And who will be the one bearing the cost for these free medical checkups, sir?
For the ESIC, for all those who are registered with ESIC, ESIC will bear the cost. Whether it is in ESIC hospital or hospitals associated with ESIC, ESIC will bear the cost.
Right. Do you also expect a big jump in productivity once the labor codes are put into place? And how long before we actually see some of these regulations being put into practice as well?
There are so many worker-friendly measures and also which allows such flexibility that we do expect that the employment will go up, the formalization of employment will go up. And with formalization of employment, there will be more skilling of the workers. So the productivity also will go up. And these labor codes now, from our perspective, they are ready, and they're almost ready, so we can implement them as early as possible.
If you can give us a timeline in terms of implementation, what is this really going to mean?
I mean, we are ready. I mean, it can happen at a very, very short notice. But the states also are the states also have to be ready. And some of the states are publishing their rules. For example, UP, Punjab, and Rajasthan, they are in the process of publishing their rules. So once the states also have to be in a state of readiness. And the central government is absolutely ready.
One of the concerns that the industry had raised was on the definition of wages. And despite the concerns coming in from industry over the impact of the new labor laws on wage bills, it seems that the government is sticking with the definition of wages. What was the issue really here, and why has the government decided to go ahead with the existing definition for wages?
The definition of wages as it has come, that is there in the code, and the code even before implementation, they cannot be amended. So that can be considered only at a later stage. But through the rules, we will try to, because what the industry has expressed, mainly the concern is about gratuity. And some of the components of wages like performance-linked incentive not being a part of the wages. Connection is broken. Yeah. Okay. Are we continuing or can we?
Can you see me?
Yes, you are inverted, but I can see you.
Okay, I am just going to fix it like this. Is it better? I'm so sorry. I've been working from home and the light went off in between.
So now you're on the iPhone.
Yes. I'm just going to take that question again, sir. I just have one question more after this. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. So while we're talking about the new labor codes and you're telling us that it is ready and in fact the states will be putting it out also very soon, one of the concerns that has been raised from the industry is that on the definition of wages. Talk to us about what was the concern and why has the government decided to stick to the existing definition for wages?
The definition of wages is a part of the wage code. And the concern which has been raised by the industry is that there are some components of wages which will add directly to the wages. For example, the performance-linked incentive,
Right.
the bonus, or the Sodexo coupons, things like that, or a reimbursement for your car or something. So they will add directly to the wages, and that will add to the cost of the company in terms of the payment for gratuity and also for provident fund. Now there are two things. One is the provident fund. The provident fund, because beyond 15,000, everything is voluntary. And there is no compulsion on what is the provident fund to be paid. So that really is not a very valid concern from in our thinking. As regards gratuity, now the definition of wages is already there, but we will try to do something in the rules. And when we make the rules, we will try to address the concern of the industry to the rules. So just wait for the rules to come out.
Right. My last question to you, one of the big demand from all investors up until now was for India to be able to walk the talk on land reforms as well as labor reforms. Labor reforms, finally, there's action being done as well. What kind of an impact do you foresee that this is going to have for a lot of investors that are looking and that are seeing India as a big investment destination?
The labor reforms have been talked about for a very, very long time, and this will give the investors a flexibility. They will again find India, apart from so many other things and so many factors of production, labor also is a very, very major factor of production, and they will find that the labor laws are in consonance with the best in the world. And I think that will act as a booster for anybody who is planning to invest in India.
All right. On that note, sir, appreciate you taking your time out and speaking with us today at ET Now. Thank you very much.
Thank you.